Welcome to another wonderful day where Kevin does some math questions with you. Now the question here today is the length of the minute hand is 220% the length of the hour hand, approximately 10 millimeters. In 1 hour, how much farther does the minute hand tip move compared to the hour hand? Now pause right here if you want to solve it for yourself, but follow along as I go through with you. Now we know that the minute and the hour hand go in the same rotation. It goes in a clockwise motion, and that's why we call it clockwise. And so we can think of this movement as a circular rotation, or a circle going around the circle, or as circumference. So whenever you want the distance, you get the circumference, the distance around the circle. So what we do is we use c equals 2 pi r in the bottom left here. We do 2 pi multiplied by 10 millimeters. But remember, we don't know the actual length of the minute hand, but we know that it's 220% the length of the hour hand. So we take 2.2, which is the decimal form of the percent, 220%, we multiply that by 10 millimeters. So then we have our final answer. I'm going to leave it in pi to be exact, 44 pi. And it's going to be easier later on because we're comparing, right? So then the hour hand is not as the same. We don't have the same rotation. Not that it doesn't go the same way, but if it only goes 1 hour, the hour hand only goes that much from the beginning of the arrow to the tip. Approximately, maybe less, according to this clock. Let's say it's drawn to scale, okay? So we take 2 pi r, and we still do the same thing, but you notice that we have 1 over 12. And where does 1 over 12 come from? Well, think about it. If you only go 1 hour in time, it takes 12 hours to go completely around the whole clock. So you do 1 over 12. If it was 6 hours, you do 6 over 12. And imagine if you did 12 over 12, right? You made a complete 12 hours. It would cancel out to 1. Therefore, you just have the circumference, a regular circumference, right? So you do the math out, you get 5 over 3 pi. So now what we do is we take the circumference of the minute hand minus the circumference of the hour hand. Now, you can also do the opposite, but usually more than less, right? The minute hand is going to travel more than the hour hand. So we do the math, we get 44 pi minus 5 over 3 pi. And we do the fractions and we get our answer, 42 over 2 over 3 pi.